today's video is specifically about Nanowrimo. So today is December 12th, or December 11th. I think it's currently December 11th. It'll be December 12th when you see this. And so Nanowrimo ended 12 days ago, basically. So a lot of people don't know exactly what Nanowrimo is. Nanowrimo is National Novel Writing Month. And there's a website called nanowrimo.com, and I'll have that in the link down below, that is very useful to help you learn to keep goals, basically. Basically, the idea is they want you to write 50,000 words within the month of November. And for some people, that's a lot easier than for others. I know for me, I did not write every single day. But I had days where some days I would write 11,000 words in one day, in one sitting. And there was other days that I could hardly get through like 1,000 words. So it just kind of depended on the day. And if it was flowing, I just kept going as long as I could and I didn't stop for that day. So this last November, I participated in NaNoWriMo 2018. I did hit my 50,000 goal mark, which means I won NaNoWriMo, which you get a bunch of different things for winning NaNoWriMo. I believe they're different every year. This is not the first year I've done Nano, but it is the first year I've won. And honestly, until this year, I didn't even know there was prizes for winning NaNoWriMo. So that's pretty cool. I'm really glad that I was able to meet and beat that goal of 50,000 words. A lot of questions. So a lot of what I'm going to talk about today is questions that people have asked me or questions that I've asked myself. The first of which is, okay, I reached my 50,000 word goal. Is my book complete? For everyone, that's going to be different. Just because I say one thing does not mean that that's going to be the same for you or for anybody else. Personally, my book is not complete. I did hit the 50,000 word goal, which is an incredible goal as it is, but it is not the end of the book yet. But we'll get more into that in a little bit. Like I said, I did complete Nano. Right now, I am still writing. My first draft is almost done, but it's not quite there yet. Again, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. I currently have around 70,000 words in my novel, and again, it's not completely done. But again, depending on the genre, depending on you personally, that goal, that number, however many words you're going to have in your book, completely can change. It's not a set number. And I know a lot of genres you can look up online and they're like, oh, it's usually between blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. One of my favorite authors, who we'll get to in just a minute, her books are 120,000 words plus, and all of her books are intertwined, but they're not completely one genre. So, like I said, it kind of depends on you and how the story is coming, and if you feel like you've completed the story. Like I said, it is pretty close to being done, I think, but again, I don't know. And that's just the first draft, not including edits and revisions and all of that kind of stuff. But one question I do get a lot, is I have a 1-year-old daughter at home. She is amazing, and I love her more than anything in the world. But when do I find time to write if I have a 1-year-old? Well, the answer to that question is in part due to my husband. He has been very, very instrumental in me writing this book and getting it completed. But she goes to bed at 7 p.m. That is her bedtime every night, or at least we try to. Some days she does not agree with that, but most days that's when her bedtime is. Usually by 8, I have gotten out my laptop and I try to write. And a lot of times I kind of have a goal set in mind, depending on like the first 5-10 minutes of me writing. I'm like, oh, I feel like I can get this many words written tonight, blah, 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 blah. So I try to hit that goal. But other nights, couple nights ago, I was like, okay, this is my goal. I'm going to get to 200 pages tonight or whatever. Sometimes it's a word goal, sometimes it's a page goal. It just kind of depends on the day and what is happening. 4 pages shy of that 200 page goal. So usually there's about 250 pages per word. So about 1,000 words shy of the goal for the night. I just like lost my flow and I could not keep going. And so like I could have forced it, but it would not have been normal. It would have been forced, and my writing would not have been as good. So like that night I was like, okay, I'm stopping early. So it kind of just depends. Another question I get asked, because I finished that 50,000 word nano goal, people ask me, okay, well, when are you publishing your book? Well, my baseline goal right now is, okay, so my birthday is 4 months, almost 5 months from now. It is April 17th, and my goal is to have it out before or on my birthday, because I feel like that's a goal that I can remember very well. It's a goal that would be a gift for myself, but also for my family, I guess, like being done. And I don't know, I just feel like I've been working on this book for over a year now, and I'm really chomping at the bit to get it done. So another thing that I've been asked, I've also read in a lot of other places, is can you write a cohesive novel using Nanowrimo? And the answer is, it depends on your writing style. A lot of people can't sit down and just, like, they have to plan out their books. So like there's 2 different types of writers that basically, I mean, there's lots of different ways to write, but the 2 that I go off of on a regular basis is a planner, which means you plan out every detail of your book. Some use corkboards and like corkboard out every plot and subplot in their entire book. And then the second one is a pantser, which, I mean, there's several different terms for it, but that's the one that's kind of stuck with me lately. A pantser basically is you start writing chapter 1 and you just go and go and go and go and go, and there's no like flow to it. Well, I mean, there's a flow to it, but there's no like, it's just coming out of you. You're just writing whatever. And I feel like in some ways that can be make a lot of plot holes. But personally for me, that is how I'm writing my current book. My current book is in the hands of a beta reader. So like the first couple of chapters, she's a really good friend of mine, and I know that she will tell me the truth of the matter no matter what. She's also going to be helping me with the cover of my book, which is I'm really excited about. But she is currently reading my book. Personally, from what I've done with my book, I'm fairly, like, obviously right now there's going to be plot holes because she's 4 chapters in and there's lots more book to go. But, and again, I'm going to go in and edit and do some other things as well. But I'm a very visual writer, so I do write a lot of the, like, the descriptions of things, not 4-page descriptions of the path, but you know what I mean, as I go and as I'm writing. So, and my writing is fairly clean. So my first draft is my first draft, but it is going to be a fairly clean first draft, which I'm really excited for. So mostly after that, it'll be going through, reading adding things that I need to add, and adding like punctuation correctly, which I'm pretty sure I'm fairly close to what that needs to be. But I don't know until it's in the hands of an editor, so we'll see. But like I said, as of right now, it is a fairly clean story. It is fairly well followed, but I absolutely did not plan what was happening. I'm not a planner. I'm a cut and dry. Here it is. I opened this can of worms, and it's just going until it's done. With this book, I'm not saying that I haven't planned with other books that I've dabbled in, but this is the furthest I've gotten with a book. So I personally feel like if this book gets to the finished publishing stage and those other ones are sitting in a box and in my closet somewhere, like, obviously there's a difference and a distinction between the two. For me personally, every person is going to be different when it comes to writing and how they write a book. So, can you write a cohesive story with NaNoWriMo? Yes, but I do know of a few people that were participating in NaNoWriMo who at this point are like, well, now what? I have chunks here and chunks here and chunks there, and I don't know, like, they're not meshing well together. But for me personally right now, they have. Granted, I have not gone back and read all of that, but I'll get there, and then you guys will know. Again, and that's the same with plot holes. Personally, I don't feel like there's very many plot holes in my book right now. They're all the loose ends are being tied up one way or another, and if they have not yet, they will be soon. So, like I said, it depends on the kind of writer you are, but if you need to write out plot by plot by plot and plan out your entire book, absolutely do so. I will say for myself, there was a couple of things that I was like, oh, I kind of want this to happen in my book. I kind of want this to happen in my book somewhere along the line. And some of those made the cut and some of them haven't yet. I'm not saying they won't, but as of right now, some of the things that I wanted to happen in my book have not. So, my characters are leading me where they need to go, I suppose. A little bit about edits and beta readers. Like I said, I haven't done a ton of that yet. I do have my book in the hands of one beta, and she's actually, this week is her finals week in college, so I'm not stressing her this week, but probably next week and like in the coming month that she has off of school, she's gonna finish reading what I've given her so far, and then hopefully I want to have the book finished, at least the first draft, by Christmas, and I don't think that's going to be an issue, but we'll see. Who knows? Yeah. So she's also going to help me a little bit with editing, but we'll see where that goes. The next thing I would honestly suggest, over the course of the past couple months since I've been writing this book, I have been struggling so hard on occasion with random things like, how long is my book too short? The 50,000 word thing, everybody was saying it should be done after 50,000 words because I had one nano at that point. That was one of them. I had texted her and I was like, my mentor, I don't know if I mentioned that. A mentor is something that is very, very good to have. It is not necessarily like a necessary thing to have, but for me, having this mentor that I can talk to and I can go and like text her or whatever whenever I need to, usually it's Facebook message, but that's irrelevant, whenever I need to, and having her wisdom and guidance with that is really, really helpful. She has authored 9 books as of right now. I will have her website in the description as well, but her name is June Marie Saxton, and she is one of my favorite authors ever. But I messaged her a couple of weeks ago, and I was asking her how long should my book be, because I didn't feel like it was done. I had finished the Nano, and I didn't feel like it was done. I couldn't put my finger on why I didn't think it was done, but the story was just not complete. And everybody was telling me, oh, it's done, it's done, it's done, even though none of these people who are telling me this have even read it, so there's that. And she told me, she I don't know if she got this from somebody else, but I'm going to quote her with it, but she said, stay on your pony until you're done writing. And honestly, I can't remember, it's fine. So she had messaged me that, and right after I said, let me pull it up. She said, stay on your pony until you're done writing. And I said, I think at this point my pony has me lost in the woods somewhere, and I have a few more miles until he's good and ready to bring me home. Which, honestly, that conversation in and of itself with her helped me decide, no, my pony is still on the mountain somewhere, and he has not come home yet. So my book is not done yet. I don't know when it will be done. I'm anxious to see when it will be. I've been anxiously writing the past couple of weeks, I guess, since Nano ended, trying to get it done. I haven't written as much as I did during Nano, unfortunately. I took a couple of days off after Nano and just spent some time with my family. I felt like because of Nano, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but because of Nano, I would be with my daughter all day long. When she'd go down for a nap, I would work on cleaning the house, and when she woke up, I was with her for the rest of the day, and then when she would sleep, I was pretty much jumping right into working on my book, and I felt like I didn't get to spend as much time with my husband as I normally do, and that was rough for me personally. So I took a couple of days off after Nano ended, and but I have been writing in the past week or so, more so than I had been first week. So we'll see. As of right now, like I said, it's around 70,000 words. And the same thing I told her, I have a couple of chapters to go. And in my mind, I still have a couple of chapters to go. I've written 3 chapters since I told her that, or 4 chapters or something, since I told her that. I've written 20,000 words in the month of December so far. But, with that being said, it's not done. I still have a couple of chapters to go. So I think that's going to be my go-to thing. I have a couple of chapters to go, and when I get there, I'll get there. But that is all I have for you guys today. I know this video is a little rambling and a little crazy, but it is what it is. I am going to start doing writing videos on Wednesdays. They'll be writing Wednesdays or work in progress Wednesdays. Sorry, just depending on which one I would end up calling it. I don't know at this point. But so every Wednesday will be a video on talking about where I am in my writing process and where I was the previous week. So this week I'm going to write down in my notebook that I was 70,000 words, and I'll show you guys how far I am next week, and hopefully I will have something. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!